Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thanks to members of this committee. My name is Oscar F. Mulbah, Assistant Minister for Press and Public Affairs, Designate. Let me, by your permission, recognize my family, pastors, and defense authorities who are here this morning. Honorable Chair and members of the Senate's Committee on Defense, Security, and Intelligence, I'm deeply honored to come before you today as the Assistant Minister for Defense for Public Affairs Designate at the Ministry of National Defense. My gratitude is to God Almighty, firstly, the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boga Sr., and to all others for the confidence reposed in me to assume this noble role. At this time in our country's history, to me this role is not merely a position, it is a commitment to serve the people of Liberia, uphold the integrity of the armed forces, and ensure transparent and effective communication between the Ministry of National Defense and the public. I pledge to the people of Liberia, through this honorable body, that I will do my utmost best to protect a positive image and maintain the sanctity and gains of the Ministry of National Defense when I am confirmed by you. I also want to extend special thanks to the leadership and members of the Senate for the privilege afforded me to serve you, the elders of our country, as your Director of Press and Public Affairs since March of this year. Though this tenure was brief, it was truly a period of gaining new insights, shared experiences, and an opportunity to bear true witness of how much love and interest, as well as the efforts each of you exert to ensure Liberia is better. Please convey to the rest of the senators that I truly cherish this opportunity and can only long to work with this body again. Distinguished Honorable Chair and esteemed members of this committee, this Assistant Minister-Designate before you today have had over 10 years of proximity to the armed forces of Liberia and the Ministry of National Defense. During these years, I devoted my time to understanding, learning, and appreciating our armed forces and the work that they do, while also advocating for the dignity and well-being of members of the armed forces of Liberia. For example, during my time as a mainstream journalist, I collaborated with the hierarchy of the armed forces to ensure that personnel factors who got injured during the mission in Malay was flown out to India to seek advanced medical treatment. My advocacy for the welfare and morale of the armed forces resulted to the purchase of Fleet of the Eagles for the former Chief of Staff, Major General Retired Prince Charles Johnson III, and then Deputy Chief of Staff, Brigadier General Retired Geraldine Jeanette George Johnson, now the Honorable Minister of National Defense. I also collaborated with the armed forces to set up a two-person committee and produce the first newsletter of the armed forces of Liberia. Honorable Senators, public affairs within the Ministry of National Defense serves as the bridge between the military and the civilian sectors. In contemporary security management, it is not sufficient to merely inform the public. We must engage, educate, and build trust, ensuring that the ministry's actions and decisions are communicated clearly and promptly to foster understanding and support among the populace. It is imperative that we highlight the positive contributions of the armed forces of Liberia in areas such as peacekeeping, disaster response, and community development, thereby reinforcing the bond between the military and the communities it serves. I am cognizant of the importance of an informed citizenry in a democratic society and will work diligently to provide accurate and timely information. A cornerstone to my approach will be to strengthen the relationship between the armed forces of Liberia and the communities we serve. I will advocate for initiatives that promote mutual respect and understanding, ensuring that the armed forces of Liberia remains a force for good in our society. In addition, the well-being of our men and women in uniform is paramount. When confirmed, I intend to work closely with the Honorable Minister of National Defense and all lieutenants to ensure that their needs are addressed, that they receive the support and recognition they deserve, and ensure that their voices are heard in policy discussions. Honorable Chair and esteemed members of this committee, when confirmed, the following actions will be at the top of my to-do list. 1. Maintain an up-to-date official website of the Armed Forces of Liberia that serves as a central hub for disseminating relevant information. 2. Work with the leadership to create and enhance the ministry's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube handles to allow direct communication with the public. Collaborate with responsible officials of the ministry to send out press releases and organize media engagement. Organize town hall meetings, public forums, and community outreach programs that will enable direct interaction with citizens, providing an opportunity to address public concerns, gather feedbacks, and build trust within the community. Distinguished Chair and reverend members of this committee, I am fully aware of your rightful interest in the issue of nominees' credentials or capacity to perform during these hearings. So, let me hasten to mention that personally, I feel that my qualifications solely does not justify this nomination, as it is a privilege and not a right to be nominated by His Excellency the President. In fact, I acknowledge that I am not the only qualified Liberian for this nomination. So again, let me thank the President for bestowing upon me such an honor out of the over 5 million Liberians. For purposes of this confirmation, I hold a Bachelor of Arts degree in Sociology and Demography, and a Master of Arts degree in International Relations, both from the University of Liberia. I'm also preparing to do my thesis for a second Master's in Peace and Conflict Studies from the University of Liberia. I am a trained and renowned journalist with over 13 years of service with impeccable track record and thought leadership within the media landscape of our country. In spite of these, I remain humble and open to personal and professional development. In conclusion, Honorable Chair and esteemed members of this committee, I seek your confirmation not for personal gain, but to serve our nation with dedication, integrity, and a commitment to excellence. I thank you for your time and consideration and look forward to the opportunity to serve a great nation, Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Minister-Designate for the Ministry of National Defense, for your introduction and your presentation for the Ministry of Defense as an Assistant Minister for Public Service, or Assistant Minister for Public Affairs, if confirmed. We will now go to the Commissioner of Immigration for his presentation. Because of your portfolio, we'll give you 10 minutes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honorable Chair of the Senate Committee on Defense, Intelligence, Security, and Veteran Affairs, distinguished senators present here, members of the Fourth Estate, our dear family here, my darling wife, the Liberia Immigration family, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great humility, gratitude, and a profound sense of duty that we appear before this august body in pursuit of confirmation as the Commissioner General of the Liberia Immigration Service, following our nomination by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Liberia. We are fully aware of the significance of this nomination, not just as a position of trust, but a solemn obligation to lead a critical institution at the front lines of our national security and development. The Liberia Immigration Service plays an incredible role in ensuring that our borders are secure, our laws are respected, and our country remains a place of lawful migration and cooperation with the UNISOL region. Having served this institution in various capacities, we are deeply aware of the critical role the LIS plays in safeguarding our national sovereignty, protecting laws, migration, and ensuring that our borders remain secure, yet welcoming legal travel and migration. Let us firstly thank the Almighty God, the God from whom all blessings flow, for making this day possible. Also, we'd like to thank His Excellency, President Joseph Mulbah, for our preferment. We also like to thank our family for all of the support over the years, the Liberia Immigration Service family, especially so the many commissioners whose mentorship has brought me thus far. Our vision. If confirmed, we will dedicate ourselves to the realization of clear and forward-looking vision to transform the Liberia Immigration Service into a modern, transparent, professional, and intelligence-led institution that effectively manages migration, safeguard national borders, and contribute to national development by ensuring revenue generation, capacity, and regional integration. This vision reflects our commitment to reform, modernization, and inclusive leadership. Our overwhelming goal as Commissioner General will be to build a resilient and efficient migration system that upholds national security, support economic growth, and align with international best practice. This goal recognizes immigration not only as a security entity, but also as an engine for development, investment, and international diplomacy. Upon confirmation, we intend to immediately focus on the following key areas: border security modernization through smart border solution. In December of 2024, the LIS entered a non-binding memorandum of understanding with a Thailand-based company called Mulbah at the development and efficient implementation of border modernization through smart border solution for the Republic of Liberia under a zero investment model. Under this project, we will introduce surveillance technologies such as CCTV, biometric system, etc. As strategic border points, this will be complemented by stronger cooperation with all security entities, including the Armed Forces of Liberia, the National Security Agency, Liberia National Police, and all security actors in the country. We will also prioritize the construction of residential quarters for assigned officers. The construction of residential quarters for LIS assigned officers across the country is urgently imperative. To facilitate the implementation of this project, we have written various superintendents, including the Land Authority, about the significance of this project and requesting land space thereof, many of whom have responded positively. Additionally, we have begun gathering and collecting intelligence on the influx of Burkinabes and other undocumented aliens in several affected counties to include Bong, Nimba, Grenville, River G, and Maryland counties. We will work closely with the authorities of these counties as well as relevant government entities for their cooperation support in the LIS draft to document all these migrants and to adequately advise the government the way forward. We have prioritized the recruitment, professional training, and career development of LIS professionals or personnel. A modern immigration service must be built on the foundation of discipline, ethics, and continuous learning. We will work towards the refurbishing and revamping of the Liberia Immigration Service Training Academy in Foya County to standardize our human resource development. We will develop a comprehensive reform of legal migration and documentation processes consistent with international best practice. We will adequately engage with ECOWAS, IOM, Interpol, and other regional items for technical support, information sharing, and joint initiatives that align with global migration trends. As we embark on this reform journey, we recognize the immediate and long-term challenges confronting the Liberia Immigration Service. Therefore, we propose the following practical solutions. We will improve the anti-human trafficking section in order to fight trafficking, which is a menace affecting our society. We will seek legislative support and donor engagement to rehabilitate and construct modern border facilities. Additionally, we will explore public-private partnership to supplement or complement government funding, especially in our border modernization efforts and structural reform. We will also develop a citizen-built complaint and feedback mechanism introduced to improve accountability. Simultaneously, we will embark on a nationwide awareness campaign to educate the public on what immigration is about. Honorable Senators, we do not take this responsibility lightly that comes with this job. Should this honorable body see it fit to confirm our nomination, which we strongly believe it will, we pledge to lead with dignity, foresight, and an unshakable commitment to reform. We will work tirelessly to ensure that the Liberia Immigration Service become an institution of national pride, trusted by the public and respected by our partners. Together with your support, we can strengthen our border, protect our people, and promote legal migration that comes for the benefit of the nation. We thank you for the opportunity to serve, and we respectfully ask for your calm approval of our confirmation. God bless Liberia.
Thank you, Mr.